Okay, this is Robert Goodman from Positive Strokes, Staying Clean on YouTube here. I'm so happy that you have some time to listen to the things that I have to say about recovery. I really appreciate that. Um, um, the first thing I've learned in recovery is that I must live life on life's terms, acceptance. And by me learning how to live life on life's terms, it taught me also that I don't have no power. I have no power over people, places, and things. So I have to live life on life's terms, accept that I have no power over people, places, and things, only myself. Then it limits my options, doesn't it? It's very humbling to me. So I just want to welcome you to Positive Strokes Staying Clean. This is what we're going to be talking about. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. I have a lot of videos about recovery and living life on life's terms, your best life. See, that's my goal for you to live your best life. Now, let me get back to what we're going to be talking about. So, the current affairs, the government says we're cutting off food stamps, SNAP, on November 1st. That means that there's going to be a lot of people that's not going to get food stamps. And that's just a fact. If this is what they do, if they don't come to no type of resolution by November 1st, they're going to cut the stamps off. So you got a short window before this happens. On top of that, I heard, now I don't know if it's true, but Walmart says we're going to close the doors on November 1st. You can order your food and stand in line and pick it up outside because they're saying that they're not going to put up with no looting, no stealing, the stuff out there in stores, which I can understand it because people are going to panic. But me being in recovery, I've been at my worst. And if you was in recovery, you've been at your worst, but you've overcame by doing the next right thing. Oh, there we go again with that next right thing. Here we go again. See, that's the foundation of recovery, doing the next right thing. Okay, let's play this out a little bit. Let's just use some situations. Okay, so let's say a family member gets cut off. Mom and dad is furious. My kids, my family, we need food. We're going out here to get ours by any means necessary. So the parents, the children are home. The parents go out and they do what they have to get the food. Okay. Well, one parent gets caught, goes to jail. The other parent gets home with whatever they got. That runs out. The parent is really frustrated now and mad and upset that the system will knock their loved one up, that all they was trying to do was get food for their family. So now they go out with a more zeal and a chip on their shoulder to get some food. Or another circumstance is that a person doesn't get no food and they just break down, they can't handle the pressure and resort to other means. Or There are people that try to do the right thing. They learn how to budget. See, the greatest gift that a poor person has is that poor person's been in the trenches. They know how to survive. If you're an addict, you know how to survive because you survived off a little or nothing while you're using when you was using drugs and where it took you. You survived. So if you're in your right mind and you're a recovering addict, you'll survive. Your family will survive because you have no problem adjusting to make sure that you can get the best situation out of a bad situation. Look at all the work you've done in recovery to this point. That took a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of soul searching, a lot of learning about yourself and the mistakes you made. You became a better person because you owned up to who you were at that particular time. Nobody can throw that mud back in your face because you've changed your behavior and you live a productive life. You live a good life. So I remember when I was growing up, they gave us rations, army rations, in cans, beef in cans, peanut butter in cans. So, and we learned how to survive. We got the maximum use out of the food that we got. And there was times that we was hungry. Yes, I'm not gonna lie. There was times that we missed meals. Yes, we did. But the majority of the time, we were good. We were good. And that's because my mother adapted to the situation. She adapted to the situation. She didn't sit around pointing fingers at anybody or do that. She did the next right thing immediately without no question. And it seemed like we was always on top of our situation when that was done. Where a lot of people was in the same situation, was way further down the totem pole because they let their emotions get in the way of making sound, good decisions. This is an emotional situation. The fear of not being able to have enough food to eat, that is fearful. That is scary. And for people that are disabled, people that serve this country, people that did their 20, 30 years of working, this is the way you treat them? Whereas there's many people have lost loved ones and caused them to be in the poverty situation, or divorce caused them to be in a poverty situation. See, when you point the finger, get the information and facts right. People say, yeah, well, they scam and they're scamming. Let me tell you something. Every single business in this entire world, there are people that are scamming that business that are getting away with it. But it's a small percentage. And when they're found out, they're fired and some prosecuted. But there's no sound situation, no sound business that never ever has this problem. So it's not any program, every program is going to have this problem, but the percentage is going to be low. It's just like the stores. I don't care how much you beef up the security, how much you do what you do, there's going to be a small percentage of people that's going to steal out the stores. Because everybody doesn't do everything right. Everybody doesn't live on life's terms. Everybody does not follow the law the way it should. This explains. If people was following not breaking the law, we wouldn't need the police. We wouldn't need FBI. We wouldn't need CIA. We would. If people was doing the right thing, if everybody in this world was doing the right thing, we wouldn't need all this. But that's not the case. People that don't want you to see the truth make you point the fingers at certain people to cause you to draw a conclusion that's not even true. And it's sad when people focus on, I know people that was beating the system. But you know what I found out though? Most of the people I knew that was beating the system ended up getting caught and went deep in the hole when they got caught. Some are still trying to pay that stuff off, trying to get themselves back together. Some are locked up. But this is the world we live in. Everybody is not going to do the right thing. So instead of pointing the finger at the small percentage, how about the large amount percentage of people that you're helping? If you're complaining about the small percentage, then there should be a way better system that you can put in effect to catch those people. Law enforcement is supposed to catch the criminals. The government's supposed to give law enforcement money and things that they can use to catch these people, to give them the power. Living life on life's terms. So, living life on life's terms and recovery is doing the right thing. Protect yourself. Protect your family. With that, I'm not saying to go out there and steal and rob and put yourself in a precarious situation where your kids would be in the foster system. And the way it's going now, it's going to be crazy. The foster system is going to be overwhelmed. Because, see, everything has a backfall. Everything is you do one thing and this causes this. This can cause this, that. And it can cause this, that. And it can cause this, that. See, when you make a decision to do something, you got to look at the ramifications. Okay. Now, let's talk about something else. The tariff. Now, this is what he done. He put the tariffs on. The president put the tariffs on. These other countries said, we're not even shipping nothing to you. 13 countries said, we're not shipping nothing to you. And China and Japan and two of them not armed. And we get a lot of stuff from Japan and China. A lot. So that means shelves are going to be depleted. Ain't going to be nothing only on the shelves. Them things that you send them for that you want to get, it's not going to be able to be shipped to you because it's coming from overseas and they're not shipping it. So you're going to have to learn to make do with what you got. You got to accept what you got. You can't get what you want. That's it. Continue in this manner. It's all a ripple effect. Just like in addiction. The more you use, the more you need. But you know what I learned in addiction is that the more you need is because you end up losing a lot of it. The longer you be in it, it just seems like you need more, yes, to feel it. You're searching for that perfect high, but also the chaos. How you got to do this just so you can enjoy. And there are times where you'll be stuck in the bathroom or in the corner somewhere, and that might be your last one. So, living life on life's terms is doing the next right thing. Talk to people that are older, in their late 50s and early 60s, and they'll share with you things that you can do to make your food last, because they've experienced it. They went through it. They can educate you. And also, while you're going through this, you have to keep yourself positive. You can't let life situations overwhelm you so much that it hurts. You have no control over what they're doing. Understand that. All you can do is to make the best out of this bad situation that they created. See, and people look at it honestly, and the truth, the government created that to put a Band-Aid on a situation that they didn't even want to deal with. That was the quick solution to a problem they didn't want to solve. Now it's done grown into this big tumor. And now you want to snatch it away. You've been relying on that, putting Band-Aid in a situation and use that as the Band-Aid. You use these programs as the Band-Aid to cover up what y'all didn't want to do. That's why the deficit's so high. That's why there's so many people living in the poverty level. We don't control all that. The government does. What have they been doing with our money? They've been making some major mistakes, but they want to put the fault on the American people. So, feel good about yourself. Feel good about your own accomplishments. Feel a bit good about what you did for yourself. But don't let what people do cause you to feel bad when you don't have no power over those circumstances. All you can do is your best. In recovery, that's all we ask. Do your best. And the blessings of recovery will come to you. Just do your best. This is Robert Goodman from Positive Stroke, Staying Clean. I'm just happy that y'all have time enough to come and listen to the point of view that I have. Um, I know it's rough. I mean, I'm very scared about what's going to happen or how bad situation's going to be, uh, and how far back this government's going to take us before we either destroy ourselves or wake up. So I don't know. So I hope that you're going to have a great Sunday. Uh, get together with your family or family members or friends. Uh, Put aside what's happening for November 1st for a moment and enjoy each other's company. Enjoy your family's company, friends' company, your kids' company. Enjoy a moment and give yourself a little inner peace. Enjoy your home. Give yourself a little inner peace. Appreciate the things that you've accomplished up to this point. And understand and know that what's happening has nothing to do with you. But the effects will happen and will fall on you. But you had no power of creating this situation because you did not control the money of the United States government. Y'all have a great and wonderful Sunday.